In the old days, writing in the Chronicle, Herb Caen would regularly warn against what he called the Manhattanization of San Francisco. We don't really need to worry about the Manhattanization in our community, but with such a distinguished group of you present tonight, I think we should invest a minute or two in worrying about what I'll call the Carmelification of Palo Alto. I should explain what I mean by Carmelification. Our English cousins sometimes use the word twee, T-W-E-E. As used in the United States, I understand the word twee may refer to a particular species of rock and roll music. But in England, the word twee means artificially engineered to convey sweetness and nostalgia. Carmel Village, for example, is nothing if not twee. And what has prompted me to worry about Carmelification in Palo Alto is that I was walking down Hamilton Street just a few nights ago, returning from my favorite sports bar, and I saw at the corner of Hamilton and Emerson, in a space formerly occupied by a stage-set replica of an Italian delicatessen, a new store whose business focuses on a comestible that it calls artisanal yogurt. Artisanal yogurt. Now, please don't mistake me. Yogurt is just fine. We now seem to have some form of yogurt dispensary on just about every block in downtown Palo Alto, in the very same way that other communities now have a Starbucks outlet on every corner, and our major conurbations now have a nail salon in every strip mall. But people of my vintage can remember when downtown Palo Alto offered humbler and more practical retail shops and services.
This is a really big deal for us, and I'm proud to accept on behalf of all my team members and on behalf of Whole Foods Market. Yes, Whole Foods Market is the largest natural food retailer in the world. But what makes our store successful is our connection with the people of Palo Alto. We're proud to be a member of this community for 23 years. One of our core values is that we care about our communities and our environment. We do this by buying local whenever possible. We have long-standing relationships with vendors such as Swantonberry Farms, Phil Foster Farms, Happy Boy, and Durst Organic Farms, just to mention a few. Hopefully soon we'll be selling a product local to Palo Alto. Palo Alto Firefighters Pepper Sauce is now in the process of being authorized. I'm incredibly proud of my team. I can't tell you how far we've come. On another note, I would like to invite you all to our Earth Day event on April 21st from 11:30 to 3:30. And we're partnering with several local vendors, including Pete's Coffee, Green Citizen, Euphoria, Goodwill, Friends of the Palo Alto Zoo, and Canopy. So thank you very much.
Our mission at FCE is to increase the number of students of color who graduate from a four-year college or university. Our founders believed in the power of education to change the lives of individuals, families, and communities. In a country where only half of the students who begin college will finish in 6 years, FCE has had amazing results. 89% of our students complete their college degrees in 5 years, and like Miguel, 64% will finish in 4. Behind these statistics are the stories of young people and families who have benefited from their participation in FCE. The work we do at FCE is deep and personal. It's a program where every student is known, not just by GPA or SAT, but known as an individual with particular strengths and challenges. Through the vision of our founders, the dedication of our families, and the support of our many volunteers, donors, and friends, FCE has played a major role in transformation of individuals, families, and communities. We are profoundly honored to have our work acknowledged by the Palo Alto Chamber and the larger Palo Alto community. Thank you so much for this recognition.
Thank you very much again, LaDoris, and thank you also to the Chamber and to the Weekly. When my wife and I and our 2 boys moved to Palo Alto in 1992, we immediately felt the Palo Alto invitation to become involved. And now it seems like things from that point on just kind of took their own path. It's been kind of a whirlwind ever since. As the invitation to become more involved broadened, I recognized Palo Alto's unique qualities. The problems and issues are most successfully solved when we hear from as many people as possible and we find ways of accommodating as many views as possible. We sometimes refer to the Palo Alto process in not so nice ways. And indeed, we can take it too far and discuss, and discuss, and discuss, and never make it to solutions. But at its best, our invitation to participate has helped make a world-class school district, a city with services the envy of the nation, and a wide range of nonprofits, some of which we heard from tonight, that serve an extraordinary array of needs. In just the last few years, say the last 10 years, our process has helped resolve decades-long questions about our library system. Thank you, Alison. Found ways to more equitably raise funds at our schools, addressed achievement gaps, and provided housing for those in need. We cannot solve high-speed rail, education funding, or climate change within the borders of Palo Alto, but we can keep inviting people to the table. Thank you very much.
Many of you have heard me say before that chairing the Better Libraries campaign in 2008 was truly an honor and a privilege, but I consider it an equal honor and a privilege to have my name added to the long list of dedicated people who have made this community such a great place to live. As a lifelong short person, I'm really considered to finally be tall. Very happy about that. But speaking of short, let me assure you that my talk will be. I realize I'm the last person between you and the end of the evening, and my dear friend Brian Wilson mentioned earlier tonight that he thinks the best speeches are short. Thanks, Brian. I've often been asked the secret of our campaign success, and I believe that there are 3. Do more, be for something, and talk to the middle. So do more. We started earlier than any campaign ever had. We raised more money. We put up more lawn signs. We spoke at more community meetings. The list goes on and on. There is no substitute for hard work. Did you guys hear that? I think the real heroes of this story, though, are the tens of thousands of people in this community who voted yes on Ann. The second secret to our success is to be for something. It's invigorating and positive and hopeful, and it really kept us all going through that long campaign. So often I see people working hard against something, and while that may be motivating for them, it's definitely not for me. The third secret to our success is the most important: talk to the middle. By this I mean the reasonable, normal person who is busy but wants to do the right thing. These are your neighbors and friends. They're not that hard to find. But they do not usually go to council meetings, and they probably don't write letters to the editor, and frankly, they don't really want to know the details of your issue. They just want to know that you've carefully considered all of the options and you've made good, rational choices. When we faced a decision, I would think about what the reasonable, normal, average person would want, and whether or not they even cared about that particular point. So look at the name we chose, Better Libraries for Palo Alto. It's kind of boring. But it's specific and it's not melodramatic, and it was aimed squarely at that person who in 2002 voted against the library bond. My entire family has been incredible, and every one of them was really crucial to the success of the library projects. This even includes our dog Emma, who can be counted on to lie down on the sidewalk as soon as I even say the word library. True story. She did it this week. Decades from now, my friend Lynn Russell and I hope that we will be contacted by the next people who want Better Libraries for Palo Alto. And we are already resolved to say yes to them. We will endorse their effort to change what we are building even now, and we will vote for the next library bond because there will be another one. I'm confident those people will be the next generation of tall trees, and I look forward to meeting them. Thank you.
Thanks to all of you for being here. Our honorees are all eminently worthy. It is your presence here, your enthusiasm, your recognition, your applause that makes this evening memorable for them. So please say hello to them, not only tonight, but the next time you see them. Thank them for all they do for our community. Thank you all for being here, and good evening.